Get into last night's action, man. You had, first and foremost, a shootout in Atlanta with the Pacers and the Hawks, in-season tournament group play. You had the Atlanta Hawks scoring 86 points in the first half, 86-63. They led the Pacers. Nobody looking to play defense in this game. But in the second half, Tyrese Haliburton and the Pacers turned up 46 points the Pacers would score in the third quarter alone. Haliburton alone had a game's worth in the third quarter, 26 points, 4 assists, hit a ridiculous amount of three-pointers in that quarter to get the Pacers back into the game. They would ultimately score 38 in the fourth. You had a wild shootout in the final 5 minutes, and ultimately a big Buddy Hield three for the Pacers would eventually seal this game, man, and the Pacers would win 157-152. Unbelievable offensive outburst. A highest scoring game in the NBA this year. 7 Pacers in double figures. Just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, you had the Hawks reach the 100-point mark with 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. That's how ridiculous this game was. But listen, man, I think to first and foremost, I got to start off with bigging up Haliburton in this game. I mean, he finishes with 37 points, 16 assists, 11 of 18 from the field, and 9 of 15 from three. And like I said, I believe like 8 of those threes came, or 7 of those threes came in the third quarter, man. Andrew, what'd you think about this game last night and Haliburton's performance, bro?
You said it all, man. Over 300 points combined, and Haliburton is doing Haliburton things. This guy is somewhere in between all NBA and MVP. I don't know where it is. I don't know if he's trending towards MVP or he's going to definitely stay at an all NBA level, but he is something else. And Trae Young, Haliburton, they showed up. I think that the Hawks in the second half gave up a 20-point lead or so, but that's nothing in the modern NBA, right? Especially when teams are scoring 300 points. I mean, this is the highest scoring game. Unbelievable game. I really love Jalen Johnson's game. I felt like he didn't get enough opportunity his first year in the league. He's almost looking like a super Ben Simmons out there, right? I don't want he's phenomenal. He spent like his first year or two in the G League, and I love the way he's playing. But this is fun basketball, and it's offensive basketball. If you like defense, you won't like this game, but if you like offense, you'll love it.
Al, what'd you think about this one, man?
Look, I wish we had prize picks on Monday, man, because I was going to choose the over on, Trae and Haliburton in this one, because as soon as I went, I was like, where are both of these guys' defensive ratings? They're both in the basement, both the Hawks and the Pacers. So you knew this was going to be a great scoring affair. And from the jump, I mean, we keep talking about 300 points in total for this game. Absolutely insane. But the one thing you got to like, man, is that the ball movement from both these teams. If you love offense and fluidity, especially from the Pacers, you're going to get all of that in this game, man. That's pretty much what's really fun to watch. I mean, look, you talked about Haliburton going on that scoring outburst in the third quarter. He didn't score at all in the fourth. And what was really happening.
That's it. That's the thing. Like, he scored a game's worth of productivity in the third quarter alone.
Yes.
A game's worth.
Yes. No scoring at all. Zero. He took one shot, guys, in the fourth quarter. But yet, because of his playmaking, which won't show up on the stat sheet in the fourth quarter because it was mostly hockey assists, him looking for the guy ahead, right? The guy who actually led with the assist is my guy, Obi Toppin, 5 assists. Played all 12 minutes of the fourth quarter, by the way, CP. Just want you to make sure of that.
He started off the bench, came off the bench in this one.
Hey, and he still had some good amount of points, too, in this game, didn't he?
Yeah.
20 to 21 points, I believe. So, look, the way that Haliburton works and organizes his team, man, to keep finding the to get the hockey assists, get everyone organized, this team is rolling right now. The fact that they were down and they're like, we're still gonna be fine because we got the offense to get back up here. Insane. Absolutely insane.
Listen,
I think Rick Carlisle always wanted to play like this, right? Like even when he was with Dallas, he didn't really like the Porzingis post-ups, right? He wanted everything spread up and down. And it's amazing to see an older coach really embrace the modern game. And that's what I love what Indiana is doing. And I wanted to ask you guys, like, why do you think this game in particular, they had Obi coming off the bench and decided to start Buddy Hield?
Yeah, that's an interesting one. I'm not so sure because you can't even argue that they necessarily were looking for more defense there.
Right.
So I thought that was interesting in terms of bringing Obi off the bench. As Alex said, he did finish the game. So something to monitor as you head forward, because they started with Haliburton, Bruce Brown, Hield, Neesmith, and Turner.
Mm-hmm.
So let me see. We'll see if we find that. But in the meantime, you mentioned something with Haliburton in terms of you don't know if he's MIP, if he's MVP. He's definitely all NBA.
Yeah.
I think he could sneak into the MVP convo. And here's how. You guys aren't in on this in-season tournament like me, man. I'm on it. Yeah, I was a naysayer in the beginning, but
here we go
right now. And I'm going to tell you why. Especially the way this game ended. Rick Carlisle, after the game, he talked about this is kind of like a playoff atmosphere for us, because you have, with this in-season tournament, these guys now have something to play for. This team hasn't made the playoffs in eons, and they're playing for something. Every time you hear Haliburton on the record, speaking on the in-season tournament, he wants to win it. He's tired of seeing this team lose. He wants maybe to see a team get an automatic playoff bid. So what Carlisle is saying is that this is an experience builder. And for them to win the group and now advance into the quarterfinals, you're going to have a couple more games, at least for the next month, where they're going to be playing hard to try to win this thing. And that could ultimately galvanize his team as they proceed through January, February, into March, and trying to make a legit playoff run. I think this experience, if should they win it or get far, I think that could galvanize them. And Haliburton could really be at the forefront of that. So if they're able to win this tournament, get a playoff spot, top 6 outright, he's got to be a big part of that. And if so, I think you got to put him in the conversation, bro.
Totally agree. And that 500K is talking, right? 500K is 500K. And especially, for a star player, 500K is still 500K. And if you're making $1 million, think about how much money that is, right? Like 500K is a huge boost. So I think that's definitely helping the cause of the in-season tournament, the NBA Cup, if you will.
Yeah. I've never seen a team, Al, that's in the top 5 in offense, bottom 5 in defense. If they could just up that defensive number a little bit, man, they'll be straight. But I think they've got more than enough offense, because every night, if you're not on your game, you're going to struggle to try to keep up with them, because they can score at will, whether it's Haliburton scoring, and he's starting to be more aggressive now. That's one thing. He said he wants to be more aggressive, not be as gun shy, especially on the 3-point shot. So he's starting to do that. Then he's feeding everybody. He's getting everybody in their spots. You got Buddy Hield ready to let it fly from 3. Obi's ready to let it fly from 3. He's dunking on people. You got Miles Turner. I mean, it's going to be hard to keep up with them on any given night.
It's going to be difficult to keep up with this team in general, man. I mean, they're just doing historic things, man. The fact that they're averaging 126 points per game, no team has done that. Like, look, the Hawks had a lead, man. This is like they had 20. A lead and they lost it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So this team is legit, man. There's one thing I always come back to: how legitimate is this offense in the playoffs, where things come into the half court and things start to slow down? Is their fast pace going to keep up with what you're expected in the playoffs? Andrew, I see you got that inquisitive face. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm thinking because the shooting is really good with them, right? Like their best player, Tyrese, is really efficient, and you got Buddy Hield. I don't know if you're going to start him. Miles Turner, one of the better shooting bigs in the league. He stretches the floor and he protects the paint. I think this does work in the playoffs, but to your guys' point, I just don't think they have enough defense to go deep. I still think they'll put up those high numbers. Maybe not 157 points, but I think they'll score a lot, even in the playoffs. And as CP said, this is playoff atmosphere, and they're scoring it. They're scoring it for real.
And stat correction, by the way, they upped it from 126 after this game to 128 points per game.
Wow.
They're flying.
Yeah. Crazy.
No question. I mean, right now, according to Cleveland Glass, I mean, they got the number 1 half-court offense in the league, 122.9 points per possession, 106 points per play. Offensive rebounding percentage, they're 11th in the league right now. And putbacks, big part of that game, 8th in the league in putbacks per miss. So we'll see, man. We'll have to see, as you said, is it sustainable in half court? I think they should be with Haliburton. I think that they should be, especially if he's going to continue to be aggressive looking for his shot as well, because he's damn near shooting it from the logo now. Him and Trey were going shot for shot last night. And that he was dangerous as a playmaker. But now if he starts letting it fly and starts getting his confidence there, that's going to be a problem, man. I mean, he's averaging 24 and 11 right now on the season. So absolutely incredible numbers. I'm jealous as a Knicks fan with the way that he's got Obi playing. We knew this, Al. We knew that this was going to be perfect for Obi. And now you're seeing him getting them easy shots, not just in transition, but in the half court as well. I'm jealous, man. I'm jealous with how they got Obi playing.
And the 3-point shooting, right? Like we can't discount, we can't disregard, the pace of 3-point shooting, which also helps. So, and maybe that's why they put Hield in the starting rotation. They're like, let's even add more 3-point shooting. Let's see if the Hawks
shots. Yeah.
Because I don't know. Because the way that I look at it is like the Hawks can keep up with their 3-point shooting too. You got Bogey coming off the bench. Maybe they're like, let's get off to a fast start and knock down some threes.
It's a lot easier to play. I don't know if I'm going to make you guys angry with this or upset. I don't know how high you guys are on Randall, but I think for Obi, it's a lot easier to play with Miles than it is to play with Julius. And they were like, Tibbs didn't even want to play them together that much at times.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you got the stretch 3, as you talked about, Andrew, because of Turner. And he's there outside of everybody else. Like he just opens it up I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. Because he can focus as the sole rebounder for the Pacers and be the 3-point shooter. We didn't have that on the Knicks. Like Julius took a lot of threes, not the most efficient 3-point shooter. You needed Mitch just for the rim protection, but you get both of that in Turner. So it helps Obi be who he is too.
Yeah. I just think like Julius does get up a lot of threes, but he doesn't have like the gravity that Miles has away from the ball. It's a little bit different, which helps Obi like run through space.
Yeah, I mean, look, he yammed it on Onyeka.
That was crazy
yesterday.
That was crazy. That was crazy.
Absolutely yammed it on him. Also in this game, you had a good game by Benedict Mathurin off the bench, man. Mm-hmm. Nice, efficient game for Mathurin. He was looking smooth out there. 19 points, 7 of 10 shooting from the field. Buddy Hield, 24 points, 9 of 11, 6 of 6 from 3. Pacers overall shooting 48% from 3, 60% from the field. As I said, Haliburton's crazy night, 37. You had Nesmith chipping in with 17, 6 and 9 from the field. He seems like he's really coming into his own after getting traded from the Celtics. Bruce Brown, 13 points, 5 of 10 from the field. So he had all 5 Pacers scores in double figures. He had Obi off the bench with 21, 9 and 16 from the field. And like I said, Mathurin with 19. So a good win by them. They're 8-5 in the campaign. Win their group. They win Group A and advance to the quarterfinals, man. Good job by them.
Fun team. Fun game.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm looking forward to the in-season tournament. I was a big proponent of it, but I was listening to Doc Rivers on the Bill Simmons podcast talk about it, and he was even mentioning that some coaches, who haven't won, and he actually brought up Philadelphia and saying, if you're Philadelphia, even though they got eliminated, and we're going to talk about that game soon, that for coaches who haven't won anything, this is important because you add it to the resume. For players, as you already mentioned, CP, who haven't won anything, like the Pacers, they're going to add to the resume. I'm looking forward to the knockout round. I think it's going to be chippier than we actually believe that it's good than we expected. If we get a good matchup, say if it's like the Nuggets and the Celtics, who potentially could meet in the NBA Finals, right? Yeah. If you get if you get the playoff atmosphere and you get a teaser like that, that's going to be fun.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Good points. I'm telling you, I think once the knockout round comes through, it'll get a lot more heated. And yeah, we'll see what happens there. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. CP, Alex, and Andrew, the NBA report in the building. Salute to our sponsor, new sponsor, presented by Prize Picks, daily fantasy made easy. Go to prizepicks.com and use promo code NBAR for an instant deposit match up to $100. Later on today, we're going to give you our picks of the day. So make sure you guys stick around for that.